Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to support you today. Hello. So, as always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, breakthrough coach trainer, and actually, I train in other modalities as well that I don't usually talk about. So we train over on our platform in positive psychology, law of attraction, energy, timeline therapy, and the Yes I Can method. So we're very busy over there. So hello. Today then we are talking about how to get your first coaching clients without spending money on marketing so that you can rinse and repeat the process and follow and focus on getting clients. Focus on not getting clients, sorry, on your clients, on your coaching and working with your clients. So hello to those of you who are joining. It's so lovely to see you. So basically this is a topic that has been requested numerous times actually. Hundreds of times, let me be specific. And so that's why I'm talking about it. So I'm just going to dive straight in. I've got some notes in front of me to make sure that I cover everything that I wanted to cover today and make sure that you're getting tons and tons of value. If you are watching live with me and you've got any questions as I'm going through, please do ask them because it helps me to help you. Okay, so let's just dive straight in. So we're talking about how to get your first coaching clients without spending money on marketing so that you can rinse and repeat and focus on your clients. So quite a number of you said that you have just started your coaching business and you don't have any money to invest in marketing right now because you've just started your business. You've just started and you don't have any clients yet. And because of that, you would like some tips and tricks and support with basically finding yourself some clients and getting them clients so that you can really start your coaching business, right, and get off to a good start. So hello ladies, hello Jennifer who said hello. So the first thing then that we need to do is to understand them, right? Really understand them. And this is one of the biggest things that people miss out. Like you have to fully understand your client, your customer, to be able to attract them and support them. So there's numerous reasons why we need to understand them, but the main one in this topic, getting coaching clients, is so that we can attract the right people, right? So that we can ensure that we're supporting them. But also you need to understand them because when it comes to coaching, like you need to understand what are they going to want from you? Like what do they need help with? What is their problem? So really, you need to understand like what do they want? What problems have they got? And what do they think will solve their problem? Right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find out this information as well, because a lot of people miss out this step, or they assume, right? They guess what this is. People guess what they think their clients need, and they try to mind read what the situation is. And in some cases, like, you can start off with mind reading. However, you don't have to. Like, you can really get to understand your client and your customers without mind reading, right? So let me give you an example of how to do this. So every now and then you may see that I pop up a Facebook group, right? And the current Facebook group that we've got going is called Coaching Secrets. So you may be in there now. So if you are, hello. If you're not, please do go check us out because there's lots of free content in there at the moment. And I'm sharing lots of support and videos and PDFs and downloads and things like that, which solves the problem that you're telling me that you have, right? Do you understand why this makes sense now? So in that Facebook group, what I do is I use it and utilize it to get to really know and understand who my client is and what they need from me. Not only what they need from me, but what they think they need, right? Because I know what they need, but do I know what they think they need, right? Does that make sense? So, for example, I might assume that you need help with something and then start to create something to solve that problem, but you might think that you need help with something else. And one of the things that we've really identified through doing some research and through covering this point, and let me just say as well, like, you don't just do this at the beginning, you want to continually do this. So like, we're in our 5th year, I think, in our business, and we're currently going through another phase of researching, understanding, asking questions, really getting to the bottom of what do you need help with, what are your problems at the moment, and what are your solutions, like what do you think is the solution. So one of the things that I realized was that I know that a lot of coaches need help with mindset, right? I know that a lot of coaches need help with their mindset to then become better at sales, become better at generating leads. And I know that it all starts with the mindset, right? But you might be sat there thinking, but actually I need help with lead generation and selling my coaching. But I know, right, that it all starts with mindset because I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced it. But if I start selling mindset stuff, it's not going to, two and two isn't going to become together, right? So I'm like throwing in the dark, right? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't match up. So through doing the research and really understanding and asking questions and getting to know who my clients are better, I understand that actually what people are asking for is help with lead generation, getting the coaching business up and running, things like sales, getting the first paying clients. So I know that if I create content around that, that speaks directly to that, then that's going to support you more than if I was to say how to help with your mindset, right? Even though the mindset work will help more, it doesn't match up, right? So I'm just literally throwing spaghetti at the wall if I'm not doing the research. Okay, so the reason why this is important is because when you ask questions and you get your potential clients to answer them and tell you what they need help with, you then know fully for a fact that what they're saying they need help with. You're not just guessing and throwing out stuff and hoping it sticks. You're actually reaching out to people and asking. So kind of backtracking a little bit there, the reason why a Facebook group is helpful is because what you can do there is you can ask people questions upon joining. So the questions that we ask are things along the lines of, what is your biggest challenge in your coaching business at the moment, and what do you need the most help with, what would be the most helpful? And you can do this for any topic. So I did this previously when we just worked with mindset and around anxiety and around releasing overwhelm and things like that. And I also did it in the business before. So we've had numerous Facebook groups, and when I specifically supported people in business and female entrepreneurs, I had a group then, and we've got thousands and thousands of people's responses telling us what help they need, what their problems are, what their challenges are, what they think the solution is. And it's really important to understand what they think the solution is and not what you are assuming the solution is. Okay, so just to kind of touch more on the understanding them. So when you want to research and do more research around your customer, you can do things like sending out an email survey or just sending out a survey on social media. So you can use something like Google Forms or Monkey Survey, SurveyMonkey, I think that's free as well. And you can ask questions like things like, and also you want to be sure that you understand who they are. So like, what do you do in your business? Where are you based in the world? So for example, you might only work with people in the UK, so you only want to understand what people in the UK want. What industry do you work in? So really make sure you're asking them questions first so that you can ensure that you're not being too wide, because if anybody answers them, you might not collect the right information, okay? So you need to be really specific. So I'm very specific in the question that I ask, and I ask, what is the biggest challenge in your coaching business right now? Yeah, and it's the answers to them questions that really help me to understand what content to create, what to talk about on this live session. So obviously you would apply that to your industry, so you'd apply it to what you do. So for example, if you work with parents who need help with talking to their children, you would ask, what is the biggest problem that you have with your relationship with your child, or something along those lines. Yeah, so you'd apply that to you and your business. So one way then is to send out a survey to ask the questions and share that across your social media. If you've got an email list, you can share it on your email list. Another way to do it is on a Facebook group. You can do both things as well. So you can start a Facebook group and ask people questions upon joining. Then when they've joined, you can ask even more questions. So what I do is probably every week or 2 weeks, I'll post like 4 different topic ideas of content that I can create, free content I can create for you that will support you with what challenges you've got going on at the moment. And I ask you to tell me what would be the most helpful for you. And then based on the biggest response that I get, that creates the content that we create, right? So I know for a fact that it's helping you with the problem that you've got. So again, you would apply this to your industry. So if, for example, you might be specific mindset coaches for female entrepreneurs, you can tailor it to that, right? So this definitely isn't about copying and pasting what I'm doing. It's about taking what I'm doing and applying it to your niche, your industry, and the way that you operate in your business. Okay, so first thing then, to really understand them, like fully and utterly, make sure that you understand them, you know what they want, you know what problems they've got, you know what they think, you know what they think will solve the problems as well. So the second thing then is to create content that directly talks to their problems and questions. So as I just explained, I've created this content based on the answers that I've received from the questions that we've asked, okay? So you've told me that you need help getting your first paying clients. You've told me that you need help generating leads into your business. You've told me that you need help starting up your business and getting your first paying coaching clients, right? And that is the reason why I've created this content. So when you create content that directly talks to the problems that your potential clients have got and the questions that they're asking, you know for a fact that you're supporting them with what they are telling you they need help with, right? You're not just guessing, you're not assuming, you know 100% that what you're creating is going to be helpful. Now, this is how I do this. Now, I do a live video. And some of you may be listening on the podcast and thinking, well, I'm not on the live video, right? And that's because I do a live video and then we share this content across all of our social media channels and all of our marketing. So what we do from this video is we download it. So we do a live Facebook video and I share that across our Facebook pages. So I've got 3 Facebook pages. I share it on my personal page. I share it into our Facebook groups. I share it into our members group as well because they may find it helpful. And then we also download it and then upload it to YouTube. So we can use it on our YouTube channel. We then also upload it to the podcast. So if people are listening on the podcast, hello. So we share it onto the podcast. We then also embed it from YouTube into the blog. We send it out to our email and then we also use it on Instagram as well. So we share it on Instagram stories, on Instagram feed, we've got 2 Instagram profiles, we actually share it on both of them. And then what we do from there is we create like graphics for Instagram based on the content that I've spoken about. So if you go onto my Instagram feed, you'll see some content based on the things that I've said in the trainings. We also create quote images from them based on things that I've said in the training in this live video. You can also share it to things like why did I want to say podcast? Pinterest. So you can share it onto Pinterest. We used to share it onto Pinterest, but we don't use Pinterest anymore. And you can use that one piece of content for everything, for all your marketing purposes. We also take this video and create a short 1-minute video from it as well, and then share that out. And then we also use a social media scheduler that continues to schedule out content. So we add all of that content onto there. So all I do is I do 1 live video a week, and I used to then personally share all the content myself in them places, which you can completely do if you're working on no budget at the moment. So if you're not wanting to spend any money on marketing, you can do these things yourself. We do have someone in the team who does it for us, our amazing marketing support person, and she does it all for us, which is incredible. But again, if you are at the beginning stages in your business and you're wanting to market without a budget, these are things that you can do yourself, right? Now, it may take time to do them, but you are also creating content that's speaking directly to the people that you want to work with, and you are then sharing it in all the places. Okay, now there is a key element that you need to make sure that you have within these pieces of content that you share, and that is a call to action. So you must have a call to action in all of the pieces of content that you share, wherever you're sharing them. Whether it's, if you're on the live video with me now, if you look in the description, there is a link to download a free coaching guide, which is really valuable. And again, I've learned that you guys want that content because you've told me, and I've asked you more questions around it. I've dug a bit deeper. I've asked you questions like, if I was to create a step-by-step coaching guide to support you to start your coaching business, what content would you want to see in it? Or what questions would you have around that? So I've specifically asked these questions, sent out surveys, asked in the Facebook groups, seen your comments and your replies, and I've created content based on what you've told me. So again, in your business, you would just copy and paste that. Sorry, you wouldn't just copy and paste that what I've done. You would use the same concept, but you would apply it to your own business, right? So for example, if you are a coach and you are coaching female entrepreneurs in their business, whether it's mindset, business, whatever, or whatever, your wording may be slightly different, but it's still collecting the responses and the data and the information that you need to understand your customer better, right? So on all of these pieces of content, you want to have a call to action, and ideally it would either be to book a call with you. So I would suggest doing, like, whether you call them discovery calls or breakthrough calls, or it doesn't matter. I would have either a really valuable call that you host with them. So we do breakthrough calls, which are highly valuable, which really support you to really understand where you are at the moment, where you want to be in your business, and what challenges might come up in between that, so you can really support yourself to overcome the challenges before they happen. So it's a really, really valuable call, and it's taking our time as well, which you can't get back, right? So it's one of the best things that you can do. If you don't want to do calls, you can do things like a downloadable guide. So in this live video, or if you're on the podcast, you'll see it in the show notes. It's got a call to action for you to download the free coaching guide. If you're on the blog, what we do with the blog is we insert the video, and then we just give like a bit of an overview of what we've spoken about in the video in the text, and then we have a call to action at the end of them. So it's really important to have that call to action, because it's the call to action that's going to generate your leads for you, right? And it's making sure that if you're consistent with this, like we do this every single week, unless I'm delivering live training or I'm on holiday. So last week I was on holiday, next week I'm delivering live training. But the beauty of it is that if you are then adding that content to social media schedulers, you've got so much content that you can send out when you're not working, or if you want a day off, or if you have a day off sick or whatever, you know, or if your child's at home with you and they can't go to school, and you can't show up live or whatever, you've still got content that you can send out as well. But the key is to have a call to action, and making sure that that call to action is fulfilling a need that they're telling you that they have. So remember to understand them. Okay, so there was a lot of information there, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So number one is that really understand your customer, like really understand what do they want, what problems have they got, and what do they think is going to solve their problems. 2, create content that directly talks to their problems and their most asked questions. You can then share that content on social media. So whether you do a live video or whether you write a blog, or, you know, it doesn't matter whether you do something written or whether you do a video or whether you do an audio. The key is to really ensuring that you are speaking directly to their problems and helping them solve their problems. You can then share that content on your social media if you use different platforms. And then number 3 is to make sure that you have a call to action for that content. So everywhere that you share it, make sure you have a call to action, because it's the call to action that's going to generate the leads for you. And whether that call to action is for them to download something for free and get on your email list, or whether it's to book a call with you and speak to you and have a free session, it's entirely up to you. So I hope that was helpful for you. Again, if you have any questions about it, do pop them below and I'll come back later. As always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer and breakthrough coach trainer. And if you check out the link in our call to action, we've got our coaching guide, which is a really deep dive into starting your coaching business and the steps that are going to help you succeed. So have an amazing day. I hope this was helpful, and I'll be back live again with you in a couple of weeks at 1:30 to answer another question that you ask the most. Have an amazing day.